Hey guys, welcome back. I said I would do this video in the last video, I think I said, but I wanted to talk to you about jacking up the 108, 109 chassis, well, not just those, but other unibody Mercedes, and where to position the jacks and all that good stuff for safety. But a lot of that has been covered with other threads on the Facebook group and pictures and all that good stuff about as far as where to position. For instance, if you've got a two-post lift, where to position on the lower subframe. I'm not really talking about that. All that's fairly obvious and straightforward. You know, if you're you really want to kind of avoid jacking up on the 4 jack points if you don't know that the car's integrity is really good. That's one thing, obviously, but jacking underneath that point is okay because there's a large box section underneath there. So, but going into that hole, you know, unless you really know that that's solid, I tend to avoid that, and then go in under the factory recommended subframe area, those big beams under there, and at the rear where the thrust arms connect, those little triangular plates there. That's what I would say anyway. But I'm not really talking about that. Let's suppose you got the car up in the air. What a lot of people haven't really addressed, and I'm not sure exactly why, is if you're familiar with the 108, 109 chassis, the way it connects to the subframe connects to the body. Let me take you over to the subframe of the 6.3 and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so obviously this is where the subframe tower, the subframe mount sits on top, okay? Now, as you know, these, well, this is a little different, this one, because this is for the 6.3. It has this 3/4 inch spacer block to allow more space in the engine bay to effectively lower the engine in relation to the hood. Okay, so that's a 3/4 inch spacer. That is not on the regular 108s or even the 109 3.5. I don't believe so. I think that's exclusive to the 6.3. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'll show you with this on anyway. So obviously that goes on there, like, and then there's a washer here, a lock nut, and quite simply just bolts into place there. Quite simple and straightforward. Okay. Then obviously these 4 bolts attach to the main frame of the car. So what I'm getting to is that imagine this unit here with the wheels, the brakes, everything assembled. I'm thinking it's not far shy of 250, maybe 225 pounds, something like that. That's an estimate, you know, I may be off a little bit, but this is a fairly heavy unit once all the stuff is on it. Then after taking into consideration the weight of the subframe, all wheels attached, all that stuff, okay, then you've got the engine sitting right on there and pivoted at the back, obviously with the transmission mount, sitting on there. Now, I've been given estimates up to, on the 6.3, 1,100 pounds. Obviously it's not completely 1,100 pounds because it is supported at the back when it's in the car, but that's a substantial weight pushing down on this frame along with the frame. So give or take, you're in around 1,000 pounds in weight. Now, bearing in mind, let me take this off. This, for comfort and all that, and a nice Mercedes ride and all that, this is rubber. Okay, this is a little shock tower, so to speak. This is metal here, metal sleeved into here, and then some kind of, I don't know what the process is called now, the name escapes me, but that is attached to this upper metal plate here, and that is rubber there. Very hard rubber, I'll give you that. But these have been known to fail and tear, okay, and rip out. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems a little bit spooky to me. It's not the only thing attached. You do have the leaf springs here, the leaf that come out at the front here with a rubber shock, and then there's 2 bolts here. So it is attached there, but the main weight stress is right here. Okay, so right there, you're just relying on that subframe, and with a 4-post lift, you lifting it on the main body, this is an immense amount of stress. So what I come up with, I'll show you, I didn't film the videoing. I didn't video the actual making of this because this is very straightforward, and but I'll show you on the car. I'll show you in action, and I'll give you the dimensions because to find the correct length rod was a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, let me take you to the car. I've mounted this subframe mount underneath the car so I can show you what I mean. Okay, so here it is mounted in the car, obviously without all the subframe on. So it sits there like that, and that subframe goes in there, and a bolt comes through here, and this is the rubber section up here, you see. Now inside the car, now this will be a little different on the different 108 models depending on the battery tray. On the 6-cylinder on this side you've got obviously the, you know, the intake manifold and all that, and it comes over to about here. So it might be a little, you might have to do a little adjustment of what I'm doing. So here is it attached to the body. Okay, so this is what I've come up with. Very straightforward system. This plate of steel, I'm thinking that, I don't know, that's about 4mm thick, that is. So I cut it, you know, cut it in a decent shape and everything. So that, obviously, when the car is on the ground, you remove that bolt, okay, that attaches the car to the subframe. Put this plate on there like that. Now if your paintwork is all nice, you might want to put a little bit of rubber protection on the back of that. So that goes there like that, you see. And then what this bolt is, extra long bolt. Now what I've done, I'll tell you a little story about this. This is the this is threaded rod, because could you find metric rod with a 1.5 pitch M12? No, it's not anywhere. They kind of give you blank stares over here when you ask for stuff like that. They've got M12 175 pitch, but not 150. So I had to send off for this section of 1 meter length of this, and it was about $40 it was. But in a way it was better, because just one of these will adjust for a 108 or the 109.63. Right, so that goes, let's see, so just to recap, we take that bolt out, put this on with a bit of protection on the back there, put a washer on because it kind of looks cooler with a washer on, put that there, that goes through the hole down below into your subframe mount. Okay, actually no, into the subframe. Okay, and I've welded a nut on the top here, so that gets screwed in to your subframe. Okay, locked. Okay, and then this nut down here then can be tightened to lock out your subframe. Very simple, straightforward system. And the reason I used the threaded rod, not only because it was really hard to get bolts, right, it was kind of tricky to figure out the correct lengths and to have enough to get good torque on it, taking into consideration the depth of this in relation to the where the tower starts. So I thought threaded rod would be better, because then when I use this for my 108 that doesn't have that spacer, obviously then this would probably be, you know, somewhere in that position. Okay, locked out. And that locks your subframe. Now obviously this isn't something you would do just on the side of the road when you're just jacking something up. I suggest when you do it's doing basic jacking of the car, you know, if you're doing brake jobs at the front, you just lift it from underneath the control arms or a pad underneath the subframe to make sure you don't damage the paint or anything. But if the car's up for any length of time hanging, I think this is a sensible idea, because this locks it all out. It becomes one with the car. You take stress off of that subframe mount, and it's pretty straightforward to make. I made this up in about, I don't know, say about an hour, because this is thick steel. It took a little while to cut it. You know, chamfer it off, make it look nice, put a bit of paint on it. And as I say, now, as far as length, let me get a tape measure, and I'll tell you how long this is, in case you're in Europe or something and you can buy this rod just at the hardware store, but in the States the metric rod is a little harder to get. I got this at Fastenal. It's an outlet for bolts and nuts and stuff. So this rod is M12 1.50 thread, and I'll give you the length of it. Hold on, so the ruler's a bit dirty. 8 1/4 inches in length, and that is ideal for the 6.3. and then obviously this can be wound down to tighten up for, this can be wound down to tighten up for a 108 chassis without that little spacer block in there. Just for those of you who want to visualize on the frame here, I say you got this bolted into the car. This sits about here, obviously onto the framework. Bolt goes in all the way down. You've obviously removed the previous bolt, right? Let me get that threaded in there. Your power wrench here. Right, that's locked in, you see. That locked in, and then we can tighten up like that, and then this isolates to this metal down here. So that is about it. And just as a last note, please be careful working underneath the cars. Preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but as you know, it does have risk working under cars, so you just got to take all the precautions you possibly can. This is why I come up with this sort of idea, because I was a little concerned that this is a little bit of a safety issue, really, don't you think? Anyway, as I say, I'm a little surprised this hasn't been really a big subject on the group or the forums. I have seen some people that are knowledgeable about the cars mention it, that you're hanging the subframe off the end there, and there's a lot of risk, damaging the subframe and then eventually pulling out the bottom of the car. But no one really talking about much of a solution. So I think this is a decent solution. I mean, tell me what you think. If there's any improvements to make on it, but I think it's pretty straightforward. As I say, it's not something you can easily fit quickly, because especially if you have to remove a battery tray or gain access underneath the intake manifold, you might have to do a little adjustment as far as this plate might be smaller and set on the inside, so consequently you get a bolt in a little shorter than this. But anyway, that is all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like I say, all this is about 3 or 4 mil steel, M12 1.50 threaded rod, welded a nut on the top, and then another nut here for the adjustment part. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and please hit like, share, subscribe if you like what you see. Take care. Bye bye.